My child, if your heart feels heavy, restless, or like you don't truly belong anywhere in this world, then listen closely to me today. I have not brought you here by accident. Even in your deepest confusion, even in your quiet loneliness, I have been walking with you. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned, and you are not broken beyond repair. Stay with me until the end of this message, because what I am about to speak into your life is not just comfort. It is direction, rest, and a new beginning for your soul. It is me that guides you along calm seas. Your soul is restored by me. You don't need to be scared, even if you're walking down the deepest valley, because I'm with you. You are comforted by my staff and rod. I swear to you, it is more genuine than your lingering anxieties. Thus, let my promise roar. When anxiety murmurs, the dispute has been resolved. The last word is peace. Let's discuss the deep yet subtle unrest that clouds your days, my darling. It is the experience of being an outsider in a foreign country. The feeling that, despite your best efforts, you never quite fit in. You try to use worldly remedies to treat this. You reorganize your house in an attempt to create the ideal heaven of tranquility. You look for the ideal neighborhood, church, or circle of friends, because you think you will at last discover a place where you really fit in. You pursue a job or a relationship in the hopes that it will serve as your pillar of stability and security. But the deep, silent anguish never goes away, no matter what you do or get, is in desperation. The search for the ideal long-term residence on our planet has come to an end. Pay attention to me. You're not going to end up here. Your ideal house was never intended to be this planet in its present damaged form. You are not broken because of your restlessness. It indicates that you were destined for a different planet. I implanted a heavenly yearning in your spirit, a sacred desire. It is your heart's compass, leading you in my direction. As a citizen of heaven, you are here on earth on a temporary mission. You reside in a foreign country as an ambassador. You feel like you don't belong, of course. You're not supposed to. Everything changes as soon as you realize this. There is no longer any pressure. You may stop expecting a feeling of perfect security and belonging from your work, your spouse, your home, or your friends. Things that they were never meant to supply. They are not your permanent residence. They are only temporary shelters. Therefore, I give you the order to cease constructing your foundation on this life's changing sands. You've made an effort. The firm shrunk, and you based your identity on your job. The economy changed while you based your security on your financial situation. You found your emotional home in someone else, and like all others, they ultimately let you down. The sand is constantly shifting. Every time the tide comes in, I am the sole immovable rock and the only solid ground. It's time for you to discover your real home in my presence, which follows you wherever. You are not trying to reach your home. You may live in that reality at this very now. Come return to my companionship when the pain of loneliness strikes, my child. Every video on this channel is created with love, faith, and dedication to sharing God's Word. If these messages inspire and encourage you, you can support our mission through the Ko-Fi or PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for being part of this journey. Come return to my sovereignty when the earth trembles with fear. Return home to the comfort of my unwavering love when the outside world seems harsh and chilly. You found what you were looking for all along. Therefore, your hunt is ended. I am where you live. I am your haven. Your safe haven is me. Put an end to your roaming. Give up looking. My darling, come home. Millions of people are still lost, just as you have discovered your real home in my presence. Yearning for my voice's haven. Your help turns into the very oil that keeps this truth lamp glowing, a beacon that points people in the direction of my house. Know that my soul is inviting you to this heavenly appointment, if your heart aches to see them. You become my promises' hands and feet. I have prepared a position for you, and I lead them via you, as I have spoken. Each seed you plant serves as a cornerstone for this haven of spirituality. I will construct your home as you construct mine, bringing a greater abundance of resources and tranquility into your existence. You are an excellent analyzer, strategist, and problem solver. You assume you can solve anything if you put in enough effort. You rely on your own inner knowledge as if it were a solid rock. This has to end. You no longer have to bear the responsibility of being your own mentor and all-knowing advisor. It's finished. I see you struggling to figure out why. What caused this catastrophe to occur? Why is my route so challenging? Why did you not respond to this prayer? You run these queries through the intricate machinery of your experience and reasoning, but all it does is create additional queries, confusion, and annoyance. Your view is constrained when you stand in front of the vast tapestry of your life. As you stand behind it, all you see is a disorganized, jumbled jumble of loose threads and knots. The amazing work of art I'm creating is hidden from view from the front. My concepts are superior to yours, and my methods are superior to yours. This is intended to free you, not to irritate you. With just a map of your own little pond, you are attempting to traverse a huge, unexplored ocean. When it comes to the offspring of my knowledge, your comprehension is like a candle flame. The same trust that might offer you serenity is hampered by your desire to understand everything I do. Where your comprehension stops, faith starts. You know I'm there, so it's a bold step into the shadows. It is having faith in the Father's heart, even if you are unable to see His handiwork. The mental strain of attempting to be God in your own life has worn you out. Put it down. Today, I am giving you orders. Stop determining your path just by what you can see with your own eyes. Stop relying on your own comprehension. For a soul that has found security in intelligence, skill, and strategy, this is a terrible demand. However, my plan for you often transcends human reason. I'll guide you in directions that are inconsistent with your spreadsheet. When your financial account indicates that you should hoard, I will urge you to donate. When your sense of justice demands that you take revenge, I will beg you to pardon. When your desire tells you to flee, I'll beg you to hold off. You have to make a decision. Will you believe me or your narrow, faulty, earthbound viewpoint? This is what I promise. Have complete faith in me. Don't rely on your own comprehension. Recognize me in every manner, and I'll straighten your path. I pledge to guide you safely to your goal, but I won't explain every bend in the road. You don't have to bear the burden of knowing everything. I own it. All you have to do is believe. The dispute has been resolved. Use my knowledge as a guide. My dear one, perhaps the most significant thing you hear is this. You have spent your whole life acting on a stage. You've been trying out for a love that is already yours. Stop believing that my love for you is conditional and fluctuates based on your good acts. This performance is now and permanently terminated. You believe that my adoration is determined by your speed. Therefore you live on a spiritual treadmill of religious activity. You perused your Bible. You offer prayers. You are a church volunteer. You treat your neighbor with kindness. Is this enough? Is he pleased with me now? A little, nervous voice asks in the recesses of your mind before you stumble. You get irritable. You don't spend time in prayer. You're thinking selfishly. You failed. You disappointed him, yells the same voice. Listen to me. You need to put in more effort to win back his favor. Lean in and let this reality to destroy the whole theater you have constructed. I loved you with the same boundless passionate intensity that I love you right now, even on the day you were at your worst. When you felt the most ashamed of yourself, and when you felt the farthest away from me. And I won't love you any more on the day you feel the most holy, the day you execute every spiritual practice flawlessly. Can you hear me? Your performance has nothing to do with my affection for you. It is an affirmation of who I am. You don't get paid for it. You get it as a present. There is nothing you can do to increase my love for you, and there is nothing at all that you have done to diminish my affection for you. This was resolved by the cross, my son's flawless final product. Not your imperfect and inconsistent attempts is the only foundation of my love for you. As a result, the demanding theatrical production of holy perfection is finished. The curtain has dropped. Give up trying to be amazing and just let yourself be loved. For you, this is really challenging. Working for pay makes you feel more at ease than getting a gift. However, you have to learn, I am neither a critic to be placated nor an audience to be dazzled. Your father is me. I am delighted with you. Over you I sing. I'm happy for you. Not because you're perfect, but just because I own you. It is not a commercial deal between you and me. It's a tale of love. So quit counting your spiritual achievements and shortcomings. Give up comparing your performance to other people's. Put an end to your desperate efforts. Simply be. Stay still. Be in the moment. Become my kid. Let me adore you as you sit at my feet. Allow my grace to envelop you without feeling the need to earn it. The core of the gospel is this. The show has ended. The connection can now really start. There's a wrestling battle going on within your heart, my kid. A persistent low-level disagreement with the path I'm taking you. You disagree on the specifics, but you agree with me in general. As long as it fits your agenda, you want my will. This internal conflict, this battle for dominance over your life's throne, is wearing you out and postponing your blessing. That dispute has been resolved as of today. Give up grappling with my hand. You fight for the security of your assurance, while I summon you to a place of deeper trust. You fervently defend your right to be upset when I ask you to forgive. You fight for the fleeting pleasure it provides, but I ask you to give up a habit that is hurting you. You defend the reasoning for your dread when I urge you to go into the unknown. There must be a stop to this wrestling. I want you to know that I have a good, pleasant, and perfect will for you. I am aware that's not how it always feels. My will may seem challenging, unpleasant, or absurd to you. It may take you in directions you never would have picked for yourself. However, my viewpoint is timeless. I can see the conclusion right from the start. I am certain that you will find the greatest benefit, the most profound purpose, and the fullest delight on the challenging route. The trek across the desert is only made longer by your opposition and your incessant bickering and compromising. It is comparable to a youngster battling a devoted father who is attempting to provide life-saving medication. All the youngster notices is the unpleasant taste. The father is aware of the impending mending. You're staying unwell because of your obstinate resistance. As a result, I announce that the internal argument against my divine purpose for you has been resolved today. My goal will remain the same. Whether you will participate in my will with a joyous, surrendered heart, or a bitter, resisting one is the issue, not whether my will be carried out. Give up battling for a plan that isn't as good as the one I've created for you. Your best laid plans are like a kid's sand castle contrasted to the magnificent kingdom I want to create for you. In my upside-down kingdom, you must reach a point when you see surrender as your final triumph rather than your tremendous loss. Down is the path up. Being weak is the path to strength. Living according to your own agenda is the true way to live. Surrender is the point at which you give up the struggle for dominance and allow yourself to be fully and securely grasped. Here, you put down your fragile weapons and let me defend you. So put them down. The battle is over. The debate is over. Say what your heart wants to hear. It's your will, not mine. You will discover a triumph in that prayer of surrender that you would never have achieved on your own. We have been traveling toward the promised land of peace, and you are standing right on its border. All debates have been suppressed. Every effort has stopped. Leaving now would be a betrayal of the very rest you have begged for. To be honest, I would be devastated if you choose to live in the forest once again. It's almost time for the most lovely portion. Up until now, my kid and I had been talking about a big and holy ceasing. Stopping the trying, fretting, performing, and battling. The task is now shifting. Now that you've stopped, you have to start. You have to understand my mercy's natural rhythms. You have been suffocating in the thin atmosphere of your own effort your whole life, holding your breath spiritually, tense, nervous, and ready for the next unpleasant incident. I want you to perform something really easy now. Breathe out. Release all the poisonous air you've been carrying, including the control, guilt, fear, and unforgiveness. Let everything out. Now take a breath. Yes, it is my grace. As if it were the exact air your lungs are yearning for, start inhaling it. Acquire this new beat. Breathing in my forgiveness should be your first deliberate action each morning. Every day, it is new for you. Yesterday's mistakes are no longer present. Inhale my pure, clean kindness for the coming day. Breathe in my power, which is perfected in your weakness, as you confront an overwhelming assignment. Operating on your own power reserves is not intended for you. You are supposed to act as a conduit for me. Take a breath of my might. Let go of your insufficiency. I want you to let my unmerited grace wash over your tired soul. When shame speaks your name, and you feel the weight of your unworthiness, inhale it like a mountain spring's refreshing, cold water. Feel the filth of criticism being washed away. This is not an idea. It's a spiritual exchange. You are trading your poverty for my wealth, your frailty for my might, and your worry for my tranquility. You have to realize that my grace is more than simply the lifeline that kept you afloat during your salvation. On the ship that is transporting you home, it is the same air you are supposed to breathe. It's for right now. It is due to the traffic bottleneck you are now experiencing. It's for the tough talk you have to have. It's for the temptation you're dealing with. It is for the fatigue you are now experiencing in your bones. Allow my grace to be your soul's air. Ask yourself, what does grace have for me right now, in every circumstance? Is it endurance? Is that wisdom? Is it bravery? Is it modesty? It's always accessible, a supply constraint. You have been attempting to live the Christian life on your own initiative for far too long. It's a futile endeavor. Only by my grace can you live the life I ask you to. Through my soul. Thus, cease holding your breath spiritually. The frenzied fear has subsided. Inhale my grace and exhale my praise to start the soft, life-giving beat. My youngster, take a breath. My youngster, just take a breath. It's time to get dressed for the life you are leading, now that you have started to breathe my grace. You've been wearing the rags of your past for far too long. They are used to their suffering, sometimes even at ease with it. However, those are the clothes of a slave, not the king's offspring. You no longer attempt to bring the dead back to life. You have to quit dressed like them now. You make a decision every morning, before your feet even touch the ground. You may choose to put on the regal robes I've set out for you, or you can reach for the soiled, tattered garments of your former identity, the humiliation, the fear, the insecurity, and the condemnation. Your wardrobe change is long overdue, and the show is finished. This is an intentional, everyday, and pragmatic choice. I give you the order to cover yourselves with joy, peace, and righteousness in the Holy Spirit. In your day-to-day reality, what does this mean? You are to deliberately put on the garment of righteousness, I have given you whenever you are tempted to talk dishonestly or take a shortcut at work. You must behave in a way that reflects who you are now, a person who has been made right with me. It is about my nature now residing in you, not about your capacity for goodness. You are to purposefully surround yourself with the serenity that transcends comprehension. When commotion breaks out in your house, or worry starts to overwhelm your thoughts, this tranquility is not a brittle emotion. It's a stronghold. The darts of fear and anxiety cannot pierce it when you surround yourself with it like a shield. You must put on the garment of praise, the vivid, resilient joy of my salvation, instead of allowing a spirit of gloom or despair to descend over you. You have this birthright. You have to start seeing yourself how I see you, selected, holy, innocent, and adored. Your actual clothing is this. The adversary will constantly attempt to persuade you to adopt his labels. He will give you the heavy shackles of remorse and the ragged clothes of failure. You have to decline to wear them. You have to recognize his offers for what they are. Lies from a vanquished enemy, intended to keep you far below your position. Wear the armor I supply instead. You've been attempting to defend yourself with weak, artificial barriers. To keep people apart, use sarcasm. To escape rejection, people want to please others. Control to prevent uncertainty. In a sword duel, they are just as effective as paper armor. I wear different armor. It is my word, salvation, faith, truth, righteousness, and peace. Put it on daily, bit by piece. Let your new name, child of God, define all you do. You have to learn to walk like the true heir to my realm. My child, we are committed to spreading hope, faith, and the message of Jesus Christ to people around the world. If you would like to help us continue this work, please visit our Ko-Fi or PayPal links below. Your kindness means more than words can express. Gravel is not used by hares. They don't beg for leftovers. They have a peaceful assurance that comes from knowing exactly who they are, not from conceit. It's time to put an end to searching your old wardrobe. Your regal garments are ready for you. Put them on. You've stopped trying, my darling, but now you have to learn to join my rest. Your soul, which has been conditioned by the world to work hard, hustle, and associate being active with value, is unfamiliar with this idea. The amount of things you check off your to-do list determines how successful your day was. And you go to bed with a nervous fear of all that has to be done for tomorrow, rather than a feeling of contented achievement. Your life has been an intense race. I'm calling you to stroll elegantly. This is a command as well. Discover the natural cycles of relaxation. This is not an invitation to be careless or lazy. Being idle does not equate to rest for me. Is the activity's lack of anxiety. It is a feeling of self-assured confidence, a very comforting conviction that I am in charge and that I am acting on your behalf, even when you are not. You work under the draining delusion that you are the only one keeping the world together. You fear that the bicycle of your dreams would wobble and crash if you take a little break from pedaling. However, it's me who keeps the bike balanced. The act of stopping your frenzied pedaling and letting my momentum take you is what I call rest. Is the realization that, even in the middle of a difficult day, one may find the serenity of a calm heart and a serene soul. I want you to start keeping a Sabbath for your soul. This goes beyond just taking one day off each week. It is about incorporating holy relaxation periods into daily life. It's about learning to shut down the laptop, switch off the phone, sit quietly for 5 minutes, and just be here with me without a plan or a list of demands. It's about enjoying my company rather than simply using me as a tool to increase productivity. As you walk with me, I want you to really let me bear your burdens. Imagine it. I'm going with you, but you insist on lugging a huge, hefty rucksack that contains all of your anxieties, obligations, and concerns. You keep repeating, "No, I've got it. My kid, you don't have it." Even if I'm walking right by you with my arms out and offering to carry it for you. Your back hurts, your shoulders drop, and you move slowly and laboriously. It's a miserable voyage. In my kingdom, genuine productivity comes from relaxation rather than hard work. It is not the frenetic activity of a branch that has broken off and is attempting to create fruit on its own, but rather the fruit that develops on a branch that is contentedly living in the vine. Your job will become more, not less, effective as you learn to rest in me. Instead of operating from a position of depletion, you will function from a place of fullness. Instead of acting in a panic, you will make wise selections. So remove the backpack today. Allow its weight to drop to the floor. Give it to me to carry. It's time to discover the graceful pace. It is very productive, unhurried, and trouble-free. It's time to take care of your practical requirements, now that your spirit is learning to rest, my kid. Your nervous labor has been motivated for a very long time by a deep-seated dread of not having enough money, resources, or security. You've put an end to your hectic job. You now need to realize that I am your provider in the silence. Take another look at your hands. They have been clenching their hands for years, trying to control every cent, worrying, and stockpiling for a terrifying future. However, a present cannot be given to a clenched fist. It is an attitude of independence rather than faith. I give you the order to open your hands today. Let them represent your new attitude toward me, a position of ready acceptance, faith, and surrender. You have been acting as if you are a spiritual orphan who must fend for himself. You check your bank account. You take a look at the growing costs. You see the world's volatility, and terror has taken hold of you. Have you forgotten who your dad is? The livestock on 1,000 hills belong to me. I own every particle in the cosmos. Do you really believe that I am unable to pay your electricity bill? Do you think your needs outweigh my resources? My abundance is insulted by your dread of lack. It's a hint that I'm not a good parent, and that you can't rely on me to look after my own kids. His way of thinking has to be demolished. Is finished. I want you to start anticipating my goodness meeting you in unexpected ways. You will begin to notice my supply everywhere when you live with open hands. It will manifest not just as a salary, but also as an innovative solution to an issue, a timely word of support from a friend, or an outburst of superhuman power. I want you to seek out the guys I provide every day when you are exhausted from an unforeseen favor. In the forest, I provided enough food for my people every day. I did this to educate them not to hoard and depend on their own storage facilities, but to trust me and turn to me as their source every morning. You're not trusting my supply for today because you're worried about tomorrow. Before you even ask, I already know what you need. I'm staring at you. I'm not a careless parent. The issue is whether you are in a position to receive, not whether I can provide. An open hand is powerless. It's accurate. However, it is the only position that can be filled. Now open your hands. Let go of your anxious hold on your resources and see how your good Father provides them with more than enough to enable you to serve as a conduit for my supply to others, rather than simply enough to exist. For years, my dear, you have let the prickly plants of grievance, criticism, and anxiety take over your head. It has turned into a desolate, depressing area. It's time to become a gardener, now that you've put an end to your restless striving and frenetic commotion. The neglectful season is concluded. Together, we will uproot those bitter weeds and create a lovely, blossoming garden of thankfulness. You need to start praising instead of whining. This is not a recommendation. It is essential to the prosperous life I have planned for you. It's human nature to concentrate on what's wrong. Your mind will get fixated on the one issue, even if you have 99 benefits. You notice the one missing item, the one unanswered prayer, and the one challenging person. The spiritual discipline of deliberately changing your perspective is gratitude. It is the act of ignoring one prickly weed in favor of the 99 lovely flowers you have missed. Your viewpoint truly changes when you are thankful. It causes you to turn your attention from your issues to your provider. It transports you from a state of scarcity to one of plenty. Your trust for the future will blossom as you start to sow the seeds of my previous faithfulness with your current appreciation. I want you to start every morning with words of appreciation. I want you to say, "Thank you. Thank you for a new day. Thank you for the air in your lungs. Thank you for your salvation. Thank you that your mercies are new this morning." Start your day from a position of fullness, not emptiness. Before you check your phone, consider your to-do list, or even put your feet on the ground. A thankful heart is a magnet for my miracles. Why? Because a heart that is already searching for my goodness is positioned to see it everywhere, and is open to receiving more of it. Gratitude opens your spiritual eyes, whereas complaint and bitterness blind you to my presence. This small act will transform your life. It is a potent weapon of spiritual warfare. It amplifies my presence in your situation and silences the voice of the enemy who feeds on your dissatisfaction. Today, I give you a new task. Take out a piece of paper and write down everything you can think of for which you are grateful. Do not stop until you have filled the page. Then, I want you to speak it out loud to me. Let me hear your voice of thanksgiving. Do this every day. Cultivate this garden. Be ruthless with the weeds of complaint. Be diligent in planting seeds of praise. Before long, your life, which seemed like a desolate wasteland, will start to blossom with the fragrant flowers of joy and peace. We have just finished preparing the soil and sowing the first priceless seeds of your new life, and it will bear the sweet fruit of a contented spirit that exalts your Father in heaven. My dear, do not leave this garden now. To do so would be to leave this fertile ground to the weeds, and it would deeply sadden me to see such beautiful potential wither. Let me show you how to locate the living water for these seeds. Keep listening. My child, we have reached a turning point. You have been obedient. You have stopped making noise. You have stopped trying. You have silenced the world's frantic clamor and the even louder clamor of your own nervous heart. It's time to learn to listen in this sacred silence you've created. You've been talking all the time in our relationship for years, filling the air with your demands, anxieties, and plans. This is the culmination of all the stopping we've done, so you need to tune your spiritual ear to me. I need you to understand how I speak. I don't usually compete with the noise you have left behind. I don't shout over the blaring television, the never-ending scroll of social media, or the frantic pace of your overscheduled life. The chaos has been silenced so that you can finally hear me. Don't think this quiet is empty, though. It is filled with my presence and my desire to speak to you. My voice is the soft murmur that follows a storm. It is a voice of calm, peace, and quiet assurance. To hear it, you must cultivate a still and quiet heart, which is why the earlier steps were so crucial. My voice is not usually in the violent wind, the strong earthquake, or the raging fire of a crisis. You can't hear a whisper in the middle of a shouting match. But now that you're out of the shouting match, you're in a position to hear me like never before. So, where can you find my voice, and how can you learn to recognize it? First, you'll find my voice in the pages of my word. Read for revelation rather than just information. Second, you will hear my echo in the grandeur of creation, a beautiful sunset, the intricate design of a flower, the vastness of the starry night, things that are not silent. Pray and ask my spirit to speak to you through the words, to make them come alive in your heart. This is our main meeting place where my character and my promises are revealed. They are proclaiming my glory, talking about my strength and beauty. Pay attention to what they have to say. Thirdly, you will sense my nudge in the silence of your own heart. As you learn to sit still, you will start to recognize my spirit's gentle, persistent prompting, which is the idea that goes against your self-centered nature. A surrendered will is the amplifier for my divine instruction. The more you say yes to what you do here, the clearer my voice will become. The idea that is wiser than your own, the sense of peace that validates a decision, or the gentle check in your spirit that warns you away from another. It takes practice to recognize this voice, so don't give up if it is initially unclear. Act as my mentor, my solace, and yes, my tender correction. Our relationship is now a dialogue rather than a monologue. I'm talking. Are you paying attention? My child. You've stopped swimming frantically against the tide and fighting the current, exhausting yourself in an attempt to push yourself to a place of your own choosing. And now I want you to do something that is both frightening and freeing. I want you to let go and let the current of my purpose carry you. For years, you have thought of your purpose as a list of objectives to be fulfilled, a mountain to be climbed by sheer willpower, a string of achievements that would ultimately demonstrate your value. You believed that it was a goal you had to work toward. But my purpose for you is not a checklist. Rather, it is a river with a divine momentum. And your role is to surrender to it rather than resist it. I understand that this is challenging for you. Your efforts gave you the impression that you were in charge, but it was an expensive delusion. You have been so preoccupied with the what that you have neglected the who. I am calling you to embrace the divine appointments and assignments that constitute the true substance of this river. In actuality, it is much more about who you are becoming in me than what you are doing for me. I am more interested in the character being forged in you on the journey than in the specific destinations you reach. You see a disruption to your routine. I see a divine appointment to be kind to a stranger. You see a challenging coworker. I see a chance for you to be a vessel of my patience. You see a tiresome, routine task. I see an opportunity to develop faithfulness in the little things. My purpose is most frequently revealed in the quiet, everyday fabric of your everyday life rather than in the grand, dramatic moments. My child, this ministry exists to bring encouragement, prayer, and God's truth to every heart that needs it. You can stand with us through the Ko-Fi or PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. May God bless you abundantly for your love and support. Your greatest influence in this world will come from a place of simple yieldedness to me, not from your most impressive efforts for me. It will flow from the moments you give up trying to use me for your plans, and instead let me use you for mine. This is where your story, with all of its twists and turns, joys and deep sorrows, becomes a powerful testimony. You have been ashamed of some parts of your life because you saw them as failures or dear. But in my hands, these are the very parts of your story that will give others the most hope. Your healing from a deep wound will demonstrate my power to the broken, and your freedom from anxiety will become a beacon for the fearful. The struggle is over. The journey in the river is just getting started. Let me use your story for my glory. Give up trying to write the next chapter on your own. Put down your pen. Trust the author. Float in the current of my will. It will take you to places more significant and beautiful than you could have ever found on your own. Now that you are in the river of my purpose, my dear, you can feel its powerful current carrying you. This same current of my word is intended to reach the dreariest, most desolate places on earth, where souls are dying of thirst. If your spirit longs for this life, giving water to reach them, then hear my call upon you right now. You become a fulfillment of my promise. Rivers of living water will flow from your heart, and as you release this flow to nourish others, I declare that every desert place in your own life will be flooded with my supernatural provision. Your support creates the channels that allow this river to flow wider and faster, bringing my voice to those who have never heard it. Today that you are learning to flow with the river of my purpose, my darling, you need daily life, giving nourishment for the voyage. Join me today via Super Thanks membership or by contributing using the PayPal link in the description below. This is a divine appointment to open the floodgates. You have been trying for far too long to satisfy the deep thirst of your soul from broken, empty systems. You have been digging wells in this world's arid desert, working so hard only to find handfuls of sand. You have looked to relationships, entertainment, material success, and human approval for refreshment, and each time you have been left thirstier than before. You are spiritually dehydrated and your soul is tired and parched, which is why you feel so exhausted, weak, and incapable of resisting temptation or loving others. Today, your desperate quest for water has come to an end. I am guiding you to the one real, limitless source, the well of my spirit. I want you to stop digging and just come to the living water. The invitation is straightforward and profound. Come and drink. This is not a complicated theological exercise. Rather, it is as real and essential as drinking physical water. When you are thirsty, you must stop your spiritual dehydration and start consciously drinking from this well moment by moment, day by day. My Holy Spirit, who resides inside you, is not a stagnant pond. He is an eternal artesian spring that constantly wells up from the depths of my being into your own. How do you accomplish this? You turn your focus inward and acknowledge His presence. You ask Him to fill you, re-energize you, and give you the strength to complete the task at hand. You submit your will to His gentle guidance, and you let my Spirit serve as your guide, your counselor, and your comforter. When you are grieving and your heart is broken, ask the Comforter to sit with you in your sorrow and minister His healing presence to your soul, instead of trying to numb the pain with worldly distractions. He is a person, the third person of the Trinity, and He desires intimate fellowship with you. When you are lost and unsure of how to proceed, stop frantically trying to figure it out on your own, and instead ask the guide to illuminate the very next step on your path. When you are confused and faced with a decision you do not know how to make, stop asking all of your friends for their opinions, and instead ask the counselor to whisper my wisdom into your heart. Come to me, drink deeply, and allow my Spirit to fill every dry and empty place within you until you are so full that my life begins to overflow from you, bringing refreshment to the thirsty world around you. This well will never run dry. It is not dependent on your feelings or your circumstances. It is an infinite spring thirst no more for the fleeting, unsatisfying pleasures of the world. They will only ever promise what they cannot deliver. We have worked hard to remove the deep, bitter root of unforgiveness from the garden of your heart, my child. You have freed those who have harmed you. You have given me vengeance, and the prison door has been unlocked. Now, I give you the order to leave and discover how to walk in the wide, open field of liberty that a forgiving heart offers. This is a new way of life, not just a one-time decision. Now that you have let go of your old grudges, you must embrace the daily freedom that this choice has bought you. You must realize that forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but rather your greatest strength and a requirement to fully receive my blessing. An unforgiving heart is like a clogged pipe. My grace, joy, and peace are all trying to flow to you and through you. But resentment, bitterness, and memories of past traumas create a blockage. When you made the decision to forgive, you cleared the obstruction. allowing my blessings to flow. This new freedom will enable you to love your neighbor and even yourself in a way that was previously unattainable. Now that the courtroom is closed, you can meet people where they are, free from the burden of your past. When your heart was a courtroom, continuously prosecuting old cases, you had no energy left for love. Every interaction was filtered through the lens of past hurts. You were defensive, suspicious, and quick to find fault because you were projecting your unresolved pain onto your present reality. I'm calling you to the high and holy place of living unoffended, but that doesn't mean you won't be hurt again. People will still let you down. I want you to let mercy become the hallmark of your interactions, your new default response, so you can move forward without the heavy chains of bitterness holding you back and slowing your pace. Living in a broken world ensures that they will be self-centered and cruel. Being unoffended does not mean that you are immune to suffering. Rather, it means that you choose not to take up and carry the offense. It means that when you are struck by an arrow of a harsh word or a thoughtless action, you pull it out and give the pain to me. It is the practice of keeping brief accounts. This is the source of profound joy. The life of keeping records of wrongdoing is heavy, exhausting, and joyless. But the life of freely giving the mercy you have so freely received from me is light, energizing, and filled with a peace the world cannot comprehend. You forgive the person right away and refuse to let the wound become infected with bitterness. Walk in this new reality, breathe free air, and realize that your heart is no longer a prison, but an open field where my love can flourish. My dear child, you have been building all your life, but you have been building on sinking sand. The basis of your life has been your own effort, your erratic emotions, your brittle comprehension, and the erratic opinions of others. The time for that is over. The sinking sand is gone. Now is the time to build your new life on the only foundation that is genuinely unshakable. Every time a storm of life has arrived, such as a financial crisis, a health scare, or a relationship conflict, you have felt your entire world shake because your foundation was unstable. I want you to know what my promises are, cosmic certainties forged in my unchanging character and sealed by the blood of my Son. This is not a suggestion, but a command for your very survival and your ultimate flourishing. Stop building your life on anything less. Your faith must find its footing in Him, and you must learn to stand on my faithfulness, especially when your feelings are failing you. Your feelings are erratic, friends. In Him, all of my promises are yes and amen. They are more genuine and dependable than the floor beneath your feet with the sun in the sky. They are traitors and liars who will tell you that you are alone, that you are a failure, that things will never improve, that your feelings are sand, and that my promises are rotten. When you are afraid, you must choose to stand on my promise that I will never abandon you. And when you are weak and overpowered, you must stand on my promise that my grace is enough for you, because my power is perfected in weakness. You must rely on my assurance that everything will work out for your benefit when you are uncertain about the future. Having a Bible gathering dust on your shelf is insufficient. You must instill my word in your heart and let it serve as a lighthouse for you. As you venture into unfamiliar territory, I give you instructions to commit my truths to memory so that they become your soul's automatic, instinctive response. In times of crisis, when a wave of fear strikes, a promise must rise up to meet it. When the enemy whispers a lie, my truth must be your first response. This is how you create an unshakable life. The storms will still come, the winds will still blow, the rains will still fall. I haven't promised you a storm-free life, but I have assured you that if you base your life on my word, you won't be shaken or collapse when the storms hit. Instead, you'll stand firm. This is the security you've been looking for your entire life, and it can't be found in a safer neighborhood or a larger bank account. It is only found here in me and in my unwavering promises. Now start building. The walls of your new life are starting to rise, and the foundation of my promises is now firmly in place. Can you see it? If you stop listening now, you are abandoning the very sanctuary your soul has yearned for, leaving it unfinished and vulnerable to the storm. Let me show you the bright future I am creating for you. My dear child, we have traveled a great distance together in this conversation, tearing down the old, condemned structures of your former life and laying a new, strong foundation of my promises. It would break my heart to see you abandon such a magnificent work. The last instruction for this season is to look up and look forward. The past is over. I want you to stop staring at your life's rearview mirror, where the wreckage, incorrect turns, and missed exits are all behind you and getting farther away. Instead, I want you to focus entirely on the windshield and the wide open road that I am laying out in front of you. Listen to my heart for you. Hear this promise as if for the first time, not as a cliche, but as a personal binding covenant from me to you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares your Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. This is my sworn oath to you. A future of hope is unfolding before your very eyes. You must confront the ubiquitous worldly lie that your best days are behind you. The world tells you that you peak and then start the long, slow decline. Your story does not end in failure. Your journey does not end in despair. It ends in hope. It ends in a glorious future that I personally designed for you. However, in my kingdom, the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, which shines brighter and brighter until the full day. You go from glory to glory. Your best days are ahead of you in me, not in the past. This new beginning is not a self-help mantra or a fantasy. It is your blood-bought reality. It is what my son's sacrifice bought for you, but you have to walk into it. I must caution you, though don't hate the day of modest beginnings on this new path. At first, the changes might not seem significant. The new routines of rest, thankfulness, and trust will feel strange, and the new terrain of hope may seem strange after spending so much time in the wilderness of despair. This is normal. The strongest oak tree starts out as a tiny acorn buried in the ground. Take your time, enjoy the little successes, and tend to the tiny green shoots of new life that are starting to appear in your heart's garden. What matters most is that you are now facing the right way. The past is really over. Your future in me is just getting started, and you are welcome to the rest of your life, my child. Walk forward with a new posture. Your shoulders back, your head held high, not in pride but in a quiet, confident expectation of my goodness. Expect me to show up. Expect doors to open. Expect my favor to go before you. Now that you've started to walk in this new freedom, you might be tempted to conceal the story of your past, to bury the proof of your former servitude out of a lingering sense of shame. However, I have a higher purpose for your story. And everything you stop doing, the nervous striving, the self-loathing, the desperate need for control, will now become a potent narrative of my grace in your life. Your past is not a liability in my hands. Rather, it is your most potent asset for ministry. Every area of your deepest shame will become a platform for my greatest glory. You understand that the very things the enemy intended to destroy you or the very things I will now use to bring life and hope to others. It is the curriculum for the university of your testimony. You will defeat the enemy not only by the blood of the Lamb, but also by the word of your testimony. The victory is provided by my son's blood. Your story is the proof that the victory is genuine that you present in this world's courtroom, and your release from chronic anxiety, will become a tangible source of peace for someone else who is drowning in panic. You are giving them a glimmer of hope when you tell them, "I used to be where you are and God set me free." Your release from the prison of your past transgressions will demonstrate to others the amazing power of my redemption. You will be able to look someone in the eye who believes they are too broken to be loved and say with complete authority, "I know that is a lie because He redeemed me." This broken world, a display of perfect, unbroken pottery, is intimidating and unrelatable, but a vessel that has been shattered and expertly put back together with the cracks sealed by gold tells a story of redemption. Your testimony will dismantle the enemy's lies in the lives of others, because you are living proof that I am a God who restores. Therefore, I command you, do not hide your scars. Your scars are not indicators of your frailty or failure. Rather, they are testaments to my ability to heal, my faithfulness, and your extraordinary fortitude. They demonstrate that although you were hurt, you were not destroyed, and they show that what was broken can be repaired and made even more beautiful. Your life is no longer just your own. It is a monument to my grace, a signpost of hope pointing others home to me. I am transforming your entire mess into a message. The chaotic, painful, shameful parts of your story are the very paragraphs that will resonate most deeply with a hurting world. So, be brave, be vulnerable, and share your story when I prompt you. Let's examine the outcomes of your two lives, my love. Your previous life of striving, even your best efforts for me, produced a harvest of thorns and thistles, exhaustion, anxiety, strained relationships, inner turmoil, and a subtle but enduring bitterness. Now, as you learn to live in this new way, abiding, resting, and trusting in me, you will start to bear a new kind of fruit. This is a natural, inevitable, effortless byproduct of my life flowing through you. You don't need to work hard or strive to produce it. A branch attached to a true vine doesn't need to grit its teeth and try harder to be more loving. It just stays connected, and the vine's life produces the fruit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control are the fruit that you will bear from this abiding. Let's make this a reality. A love that will grow in you is not a sentimental feeling, but a tough, unconditional commitment to the good of others, even when they are unlovable. The peace I have given you will protect your heart, mind, and patience. This is more than simply being able to wait in a long line without complaining. The joy will be a deep, resilient gladness rooted in my presence, a joy that can coexist with sorrow. It is the quiet, self-assured trust you will now exhibit when my response to your prayer is to wait, believing that my timing is ideal. Kindness will flow from you as a sincere overflow of the kindness I have shown you, not as a tactic to win people over. And you must realize that this fruit is not primarily for your own consumption. Your patience will be a healing balm in challenging circumstances at work. Your kindness will be a cup of cold water to a soul parched by the harshness of the world. And your serenity will quiet the worried souls in your house. It is designed to nurture and bring life to the hungry and wounded world around you. A life that resides in me will naturally produce a lasting, fruitful legacy that glorifies your Father in heaven. Your only task is to remain connected to me, the vine. Your faithfulness will be a rock for those who are surrounded by instability. Quit worrying about your legacy and stop trying to build a monument to your own importance. I'll take care of the fruit production. Your life, which you once thought was so desolate, is about to transform into a thriving orchard. People will come to rest in your shade and eat from your branches. And when they taste the sweetness of the fruit, they will know without a doubt that it came from me. Look around you, my child. The world is a sea of anxiety churning with conflict, worry, and unrelenting striving. For years, You were just another boat being tossed about on that sea, indistinguishable from all the others. But something has changed. You have dropped your anchor into the bedrock of my being. Listen to the frantic, fearful, and exhausted pulse of the world. You have found my peace, you have entered my rest, and now that you have received it, you are prepared to carry it. Today, I am calling you to be a non-anxious presence in the midst of chaotic situations, and I am giving you a new title and mission. You are now an ambassador of my peace to a restless and chaotic world. Your transformation was never just for you. What does this look like? In a heated meeting at work, when tensions are high and voices are raised, you will be the one who speaks with a quiet calm that de-escalates the conflict. In a family crisis, where panic is the default reaction, you will be the one who brings a steady, centered presence, not more panic. People will be drawn to your calm, which will be a silent, powerful testament to the reality of the Prince of Peace that resides within you. They will see the storm raging all around you, and they will see you standing in a peace that is greater than the storm, rather than in denial of it. You have been a net exporter of your own anxiety for the majority of your life. You have leaked your stress onto your family, friends, and co-workers. However, that is no longer the case. Now that you are learning to live in my peace and inhale my grace, you have a new and valuable commodity to share. They will want to know your secret. You must keep in mind this fundamental principle. You cannot give away what you do not possess. As a member of my ministry of reconciliation, you are now an importer of peace into every setting you encounter. I am entrusting you with this new role with intentionality. Bring my serenity to the tense atmosphere of your home, the stressful environment of your workplace, and your community. This does not require you to deliver a sermon in every circumstance. Your inner state has a direct and powerful impact on your external environment. You are a thermostat, not a thermometer, and you do more than just reflect the room's temperature. More often than not, it will simply mean being present, listening well, refusing to engage in gossip or panic, and embodying a quiet trust in me. We have reached the end of this conversation, but it is also the beginning of everything, my child. After all the orders to stop, all the invitations to start, all the tearing down and the building up, we arrive at the one last foundational truth upon which everything else rests. You have the power to set it. So go, my ambassador. Carry my peace into the broken places. Be my calm in the midst of the world's storm. The last word is about my unending, unchanging, and unconditional love for you. This is the truth that endures when everything else fades away. This is the bedrock beneath the bedrock. Let this sink into the deepest parts of your soul. Why did I tell you to stop your anxious striving? Because you are already and fully loved. You don't need to strive for an acceptance that is already yours. Why did I tell you to let go of your fear and anxiety? Because my perfect love drives out all fear. You don't need to worry about a future that is in the hands of a Father who loves you. Why did I tell you to let go of your shame and self-criticism? Because you are loved without conditions, and you can never make a mistake. This is the answer to every question, the solution to every issue, the healing for every wound. You must realize that this love I have for you is not a transient feeling. There is no failure so great that it could ever cause me to turn my heart away from you. The striving is over because you are loved. The fear is over because you are loved. The shame is over because you are loved. My child, if these messages have brought peace to your heart, strengthened your faith, or reminded you of God's love, please consider supporting this ministry through the Ko-Fi or PayPal links below. Together, we can continue sharing hope and God's Word with countless souls around the world. It is the core of who I am. I am love. It is the unchangeable, eternal reality that forms the foundation of your entire existence. It is stronger than your circumstances, more real than your doubts, and more resilient than your failures. It is the Alpha and the Omega of your story. Everything starts and ends here. The last instruction is the most straightforward and profound. Just let me love you. Let my love be the air you breathe, the ground you walk on, and the roof over your head. Stop trying to fully comprehend it, to deserve it, or to repay it. You cannot do any of these things. Your only role is to receive it. The time to stop is over. Let it define you, heal you, hold you, and carry you from this day on into eternity. Be still, my dear child, and know that I, your God, love you, my child. You now rest in the last word, my unending love for you, which is the very bread of heaven. However, countless souls continue to starve in the dark, believing they are abandoned orphans. You become the answer to my own question. How will they hear unless someone is sent? As you release this bread of my love, I declare that your own table will never be empty, and your own heart will overflow with my goodness. This is your holy moment if my heart in you compels you to reach them. Your giving is not a transaction. It is you sending this life, saving manna to a hungry world. My child, this is a holy threshold, a line drawn in the sands of time for your soul. Do not cross it in silence. Let your voice join the resounding sound of shattering chains across the heavens. The harvest for this seed is eternal. Do not hesitate. Send forth my message of love, now through the Super Thanks membership or the PayPal link waiting in the description. I've spoken your liberation, and now I want you to claim it as your own. Declare in the comments section below that the old life is finished with unwavering faith. Let this be the first act of defiance of your newfound freedom and the seal upon this immortal word. Amen. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to keep in touch with me, your Heavenly Father. If you believe in me, please like this video and give a sincere amen in the comments.